Ever wondered how white wine, that delightful, refreshing beverage, is made? A question that certainly piques the curiosity of many, and rightfully so. White wine, a golden elixir of joy, is a beloved drink across the globe. Its charm lies not just in its tantalizing flavors, but also its incredible versatility. Whether it's an intimate dinner, a celebration, or simply a quiet evening, white wine always makes a fitting companion. You see, white wine has a unique ability to complement a wide range of foods. Be it a hearty cheese platter, a delicate seafood dish, or a rich, creamy pasta, there's a white wine that pairs perfectly with each. A testament to its global appeal, it's a favorite in everything from casual get-togethers to high-end gastronomy. But how does this versatile, globally loved beverage come to be? What is the process behind its creation? Today, we'll unravel the mystery behind the making of white wine. The journey of white wine starts in the vineyard. A vineyard is more than a simple plantation of grapevines. It's a carefully chosen canvas where the masterpiece of white wine begins to take shape. The grape variety is the first crucial decision. Each type of grape carries its own unique set of characteristics and flavors. For white wine, the most popular choices include Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, and Riesling. Each grape lends its unique character to the wine, creating a symphony of flavors that dance on the palate. Choosing the right location for the vineyard is akin to setting the stage for a grand performance. The climate and soil play pivotal roles in the quality and taste of the grapes. A cooler climate helps to retain acidity, which is essential for a balanced white wine. The soil, on the other hand, influences the mineral profile of the wine. Limestone, for instance, can contribute to a crisp and fresh character in the wine. But a vineyard is not just about the right location or the right grape. It's the product of meticulous care and nurturing. Growing grapes is an art and a science. From pruning in winter to canopy management in summer, each step is carefully orchestrated to ensure the health and quality of the grapes. When the sun has done its job and the grapes have soaked in just the right amount of warmth and light, it's time for the most anticipated moment, the harvest. This is no arbitrary decision. The optimal time for harvesting is determined by the balance of sugar, acid, and flavor in the grapes. A refractometer is often used to measure the sugar level, which indicates the potential alcohol content of the wine. The harvest is a celebration of the year's hard work and the promise of a new vintage. The vineyard buzzes with activity as the ripe clusters of grapes are carefully plucked and transported for the next stage. With the grapes ripe and ready, it's time for the first major step, the harvest. Once the grapes are harvested, they go through a process called crushing and pressing. Now, this isn't as violent as it may sound. It's more of a gentle squeeze, a tender coaxing of the juice from the grapes. Picture a warm embrace, if you will, that gently nudges the sweet, ripe juice from each grape. The crushing process begins, where the grapes are placed in a destemmer. The destemmer's job is to separate the grapes from their stems, a process akin to plucking an apple from a tree. It's a delicate dance, ensuring the grapes are free from their woody tethers, ready for the next stage. Once the grapes have been destemmed, they're ready for crushing. Now, in the olden days, this was done by foot, a charming, if somewhat unsanitary method. Today we use a mechanical press. This press applies gentle pressure to the grapes, breaking their skins to release the juice. It's like popping a balloon filled with water, but on a much smaller and more controlled scale. This juice, now free from the grape, is called the must. The must is a mix of grape juice, skins, seeds, and the occasional stem that managed to dodge the destemmer. But we don't want all of that in our wine, do we? So we move on to the pressing process. The pressing process is where we separate the juice from the rest of the must. It's a bit like making tea. You steep the tea leaves in hot water to extract their flavor, then strain the liquid to remove the leaves. For wine, the must is placed in a press, which applies pressure to separate the liquid from the solids. This step is crucial to avoid color and tannin transfer from the skins and seeds to the wine. After pressing, the juice is transferred to a tank where it's left to settle. Any remaining solids will sink to the bottom, leaving the juice clear and ready for the next phase. With the juice extracted, we're ready for the next phase, fermentation. With the juice ready, it's time for fermentation, where the magic really happens. Now, this isn't the kind of magic you'd find at a children's party. Oh no. This is the beautiful, complex alchemy of turning grape juice into wine. The fermentation process starts with the introduction of yeast. This is a critical moment in winemaking. The yeast is like our magic wand, stirring up a transformation within the juice. Its job is to consume the sugars present, and in doing so, it produces alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. This is what we call alcoholic fermentation. The yeast doesn't just affect the alcohol content, though. It also plays a significant role in the final taste and aroma of the wine. Different strains of yeast can impart different flavors, shaping the wine's personality. Now, temperature control during fermentation is of utmost importance. We're not just talking about a casual glance at the thermometer. It's a constant vigilant monitoring. Too hot and the yeast could die, halting fermentation prematurely. Too cold, and the yeast activity slows down, extending the fermentation process. The balance is key here. But once fermentation is complete, it's time to clarify the wine. This is where we separate the solid particles from the liquid. These solids, often referred to as lees, are remnants from the grapes and yeast. The process of clarification can be achieved through several methods. One method is racking, where the wine is transferred or racked from one container to another, leaving the solids behind. Another method is fining, where substances are added to the wine to attract the solids, which then sink to the bottom and can be easily removed. Lastly, there's filtration, where the wine is passed through a filter to catch and remove the solids. Fermentation and clarification complete, we're almost there. But there's one more important step: aging. And that, my friends, is a tale for the next scene. So stick around as we continue our journey into the enchanting world of white wine making. Aging, a process that imparts depth and character to the wine. Just like a good story, a fine white wine needs time to reveal its full potential. The aging process is a delicate dance between the wine and its environment. This is where the magic happens, where the wine evolves, developing complexity, nuance, and personality. White wines typically age in stainless steel or old oak barrels. Stainless steel is neutral, maintaining the wine's pure fruit characteristics, freshness, and vibrancy. Old oak barrels, on the other hand, imbue the wine with subtle flavors of vanilla, spice, and toast. The choice between steel and oak is a winemaker's decision, and it's based on the desired end result. Now, how does aging affect the taste and aroma of the wine? Well, during aging, the wine undergoes chemical reactions that enhance its flavors and aromas. These reactions can soften the wine, creating a smoother, richer taste. The fruit flavors can become more concentrated and new secondary flavors can emerge. The aroma profile too can shift, becoming more complex and intriguing. But aging isn't an indefinite process. There's an optimal moment when the wine has reached its peak, and it's time to move on to the final step: bottling. Bottling is more than just pouring wine into a bottle. It's the finale of the winemaking process, a moment of truth for the winemaker. The wine is first filtered to remove any remaining solids. Then it's carefully transferred into bottles, which are sealed with either a cork or a screw cap, depending on the style and quality of the wine. Once bottled, the wine is ready for distribution. It will travel across cities, countries, or even continents to finally reach the hands and glasses of wine lovers everywhere. From the vineyard to the bottle, that's the journey of white wine. And what a fascinating journey it is, full of science, art, patience, and passion. It's a journey that transforms simple grape juice into an elixir that delights the senses and celebrates life. So that's the fascinating process of creating white wine. It all starts in the vineyard with the careful selection of the perfect grapes. The grapes are then harvested, usually by hand, to ensure only the best ones are chosen. Following the harvest, the grapes are crushed and pressed, releasing the juice that will eventually become our beloved white wine. Then comes the critical process of fermentation, where yeast consumes the sugars in the grape juice, producing alcohol and transforming the juice into wine. After fermentation, the wine is clarified to remove any remaining solids and impurities. The clarified wine is then aged, a process that can take several months to several years depending on the desired end result. Finally, the wine is bottled, ready to be enjoyed by wine enthusiasts around the globe. Next time you sip on a glass of white wine, you'll know the journey it took to get there. Cheers to your newfound knowledge.